Nasasena Ave. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the cafe. Aloha, everybody. It's great to see everybody here. Thank you for coming here. Thank you. As I say, good evening, and thank you everyone for coming, and thank you to Baki for this establishment. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's Religion Week. There's so much going on, and we've got, things for the Jewish and for Christians, and it's the craziness here. So I was actually looking for religious poetry, whether or not it was nice religious poetry. So I was looking for poems, and I thought of one. I wish Newman from Newark was here, because I did a feature at a church which made me write this poem. This is really short, and it's called More Believable That Way. I walked through the empty cathedral, stopped, turned, looked back inside the two-story church at the two sets of rows of seats, each row with kneeler pads for everyone to pray and slats behind each row to hold the psalm books. Then looked at the back, at the preaching wall, stepped up, walked to the back wall, looked at that 20-foot tall mural of Jesus. Good thing they painted him so tall, so everyone can see him on both floors, even in the back rows. I mean, you need a big sign to remind you why you're giving up your Sundays. Good thing they painted him so tall. More ominous, more glorious. Because when you make Jesus look that tall, it's easy to make him more believable that way. What's funny is that I've just recently re-released a book. I released a book in 1997 called Contents Under Pressure. Jason Pettis did an intro for an interview from Nation magazine there. And there are sections of poems on sexism, because I worked as an workshop facilitator for years. And I have a section of poems on religion, and a lot of them are responses to letters from John Paul II and the like. And I wanted to try to read one or two of them. If you'll allow me, I might read more than one or two. But these two are poems that are both called Thank You, Women Who Work. They both start, or based on a statement from the letter to one from Pope John Paul II. And the quote that based on is, "Thank you, women who work. In this way you make an indispensable contribution to the growth of a culture which unites reason and feeling to a model of life ever open to that sense of mystery." I did two poems based on that, and this is Thank You, Women Who Work, number 1. Thank you, women who work, because you take on the responsibilities of men while still having to be mothers, wives, good little daughters, and feminine creatures. Thank you, women who work, because you're the ones that we can blame when the family falls apart. Thank you, women who work, because you make a point to do more than your fair share, even though no man would do the same for you. Thank you, women who work, for you know you have to prove yourselves over and over and over again, and it still isn't enough. So keep up the good work, ladies. Thanks. That would be a drink. This one is the second one, and that one actually I'd read once before at WLUW Radio a couple of years ago, but I've never read this one. And this one lets you know what the logical person I am. This is Thank You, Women Who Work, number 2. Thank you, women who work, because you're supposed to be the ones who rely on superstition, on faith, more than men. Thank you, women who work, because you need to rely on something. You're the inferior sex, remember? Rely on men or rely on religion. Either way will make you dependent. Thank you, women who work, because your sense of mystery that we attribute to you is really that sense of hopeless fear our religion instills on people who don't want to think for themselves and turns people to us when they have no other choice. Thank you, women who work. With your influence, we can get rid of this reason thing altogether. Thanks. I don't know if I should be reading more religion poems because I'm trying to think of something.
Read your own, yeah. Read yourself.
What'd you say?
Read more of your stuff.
Read more of my stuff, she says. Okay, well, I'm going to go through the ceramic words of Penny Dreadful Press. Read this one. I can't believe I'm about to read it. This one is called, and this is why I'm surprised, this one's called Fulfill Their Deepest Vocation. And it is based on a letter to women, a piece again from Message from Miss Aleda's book, John Paul, where the quote is, necessary emphasis should be placed also on those ordinary women who reveal the gift of their womanhood by placing themselves at the service of others. For in giving themselves to others each day, women fulfill their deepest vocation. I had to look at the ladies when I said that one. This is fulfill their deepest vocation. It's very angry. I don't know if you'll bring it. Here you go. Of course, according to your religion, women should be your servants. They should answer to you. Women can't be priests or fulfill their dreams. Women have to rely on men to protect their rights. Of course, God was created in man's image, and according to you, woman came from man just so that she could churn out all of his kids, and that's probably why you banned birth control, too. Keep pressing your thumb down a little bit harder so that no one can get out of your control. You being the man, the leader, the ruler, the Pope. I got a letter over there, thank you. I cannot believe I did that one. This one is actually not. Hiding Vices actually comes from a quote, but it's actually about a story that I know with someone. This is called Hiding Vices, and it starts with a quote from John Leroy Coffin from Springfield, 1997, that says, the way I see it, the Bible is so popular because of its many confusions in which it is possible to hide any vice or combination of vices. Hiding vices. I met a man once who told me that he prayed to God every night. Now, I know better. I know he was no Christian. I may be born one, maybe baptized, but I knew he had notches on his bedpost. So I asked him if he could justify being a Christian and having sex before marriage. And he said, it doesn't say in the Bible that you can't have sex before marriage. And so I checked, and the closest thing I could find was, thou shalt keep thy marriage bed pure. And I wondered who misconstrued the words first.